I don't like telling guys that I'm trans until after the first date sometimes. And even then, I do it by text for safety. And a few people have been saying that's wrong. I mean, how though? Unless I have romantic intentions with you, I don't think I need to tell you. And isn't that what the first date is for? Seeing if there is any between us? I don't know.
Hey, boy, ain't no fucking way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Well, we've got a warning tonight about dating apps. A woman told us she wishes she'd done more research before she invited a man that she met on an app to come to her home.
Because she didn't know just months before he'd been charged with murder. He's in jail tonight, and she's recovering from a terrifying attack, having her throat slit. ABC 13's Micah Hatfield talked with the woman and joins us now with her story.
I had a good feeling, and it was one of those good feelings you have to push down for it to go away.
Just a few hours after Taylor Smith, a transgender woman, says she got that feeling on her first date with Cordell Stewart, a man she met on a dating app a couple days prior, she says she ended up in a fight for her life. While she and Stewart were kissing inside her home, she says he pulled out a knife and slit her throat. You notice that scar on her neck. According to her, the two ended up in a violent brawl.
When I'm like, oh my God, Taylor, if you do not fight back, you're going to die. Like, she's going to get this knife out your hands, going to stab you to death.
Taylor Smith ended up getting away that night and says she's been almost able to make a full recovery. Now, Stewart is here in the Harris County Jail, charged in the incident. What Smith says she didn't know at the time that she invited him over is that he had a murder charge against him dismissed in Galveston County back in April. The Galveston County District Attorney's Office tells us he was accused of shooting and killing a man during the sale of shoes. But the case got dismissed, citing an eyewitness, a surviving victim of the shooting, would not cooperate with the case. The DA's office tells ABC 13 that they had no other option but to dismiss the charge, but they do have the ability to refile if the witness decides to cooperate. Stewart was also charged last year in Galveston County for having a shank in their jail.
Please search their names, because I feel like if I would have searched his name up and I probably would have saw that, I probably would have, been like, no, do y'all background checks and just be safe.
All right, welcome back. So the other day I did a video talking about dating apps, right? And in that video, I went over how, it's becoming more and more dangerous for people, for single people to date in this day and age because of everything that's happening on these dating apps, and because you don't really know who it is that you are running into when you actually meet up with them physically in person, right? And in that particular video, I went on to talk about this young lady named Taylor Smith who ended up meeting up with a guy that she met off of one of these dating apps. She invited him over to her apartment. Once there, she cooks for him, makes some food. They are talking, they're having conversation, everything is cool. Then, as they start watching a movie, they start getting a little frisky, right? And once the intimacy starts to happen, that is when things take a turn for the worse. Now, that is where I said in that last video that I was a little perplexed. And that's when I had some questions, and that's where the bulk and majority of my spidey sense, if you will, started to kick in, because it's like, wait a minute, I think there's something else going on here. And come to find out, just off the way that she looked, I'm like, I think there's something more to this case and the story that they're not saying, that they didn't want to say. So these news outlets knew it all along, but they didn't want to say it. So I ended up delving deeper, ended up finding, the funny thing is, I went to Google, right? And so I just typed in her name, Taylor Smith, and I said, attacked by, Cordell, whatever his name was, Cordell Stewart. And so it popped up with a couple of pictures, but on the right-hand side, a bunch of transgender stuff started popping up, right? A bunch of transgender stories, a bunch of transgender pages from TikTok, etc. And I'm like, that's odd. Now, this is before I found out what I found out. But I told y'all in the last video that I had some suspicions. And I had some theories. But I didn't want to say them out loud because I didn't want to be accusatory without having facts and validation behind my claims. Well, now I got it. It turns out that when old boy was down there getting a little sass, getting a little frisky with old girl, mind you, the whole time they had been together in her apartment, they kissing, they rubbing, they touching, but she's kissing this man in the face, full on blown kiss in the mouth. Come to find out, Cordell probably reached down and found out that, oh, wait a minute, this chick is actually a dude because she's got a full-blown cock down there. Now, I don't know why it is that y'all have adopted this theory, and it's really strange to me. You know what's strange? The fact that the trans community, the reason I played that video at the beginning of that little clip at the beginning of this video is because I wanted y'all to see. I wanted y'all to see the type of world that trans people live in. Because they live in a world to where they believe that it's okay to go around pretending to be something that they are biologically not. And then not telling people that they're actually getting involved with and going on dates with, to not tell them about what it is that they really are. They think that it's okay. Not only do they think that it's okay, they think that it should be this way because it's in the best interest of their protection. It amazes me to no end. It amazes me how trans people think that people should accept them for who they are, including other men and everybody else in the community. It amazes me they think that everybody else should accept them for who they are. Everybody else should accept them for what they decided to be and accept them because they feel like they want to be something else. But at the end of the day, trans people can't accept rejection. They can't accept that men don't want to deal with who they are biologically. It's amazing. Y'all want everybody to accept y'all, but y'all can't accept rejection based on who you are biologically. It's mind-blowing to me. And then you have people sitting up here defending this bullshit, talking about, oh, well, we didn't tell them. We don't tell them because it's for our own safety. No, you don't. You choose not to tell them because you know that if you told them off the rip, you wouldn't get the date. You wouldn't get a second look. That 8 to 9 times out of 10, that dude would get the fuck on right up out of there after cursing your ass out. That's the truth of it. If you really wanted protection, then you would tell them from the jump. Listen, I come from the trans community. I am a member of that community. That is who I am. I am not biologically a male. I am not biologically a woman. That's what you would lead with, but you don't lead with it because you're afraid of your own rejection. You're afraid of being rejected. You're afraid of not being accepted by the very people that you claim should accept you for who you are. Well, give other people that option to accept you then. Give other people the option to accept or reject you based on who you are biologically, not who you feel like you are. This shit is insane and it's out of hand. You know how insane it is? Here, let me show you. Let me show you how out of hand this shit is. The reason I played that video at the beginning, or that clip at the beginning, is because of this right here. If you go to Google, and all I did was typed in, trans people don't have to tell people they're dating. Here's the AI overview. This is what Google is teaching y'all. This is what TikTok is teaching y'all. And y'all running with it because y'all think that it's the smart thing to do. AI overview says, that's correct. Trans people do not have to tell people they're dating that they are trans. The decision of when and if to disclose their gender identity is a personal one and should be based on their comfort level and the situation with each individual they are dating. Key points to remember, they say. Personal choice. Every trans person has the right to decide when and if to disclose their transgender status to a partner. Do y'all believe this shit? I couldn't believe what I was reading straight from Google. This is how fucked up the internet has y'all your mental space believing that it's okay to go around doing this to people. Imagine how people would feel if they started finding out that the person they were with was a serial rapist or a serial killer, but they felt like they didn't have to disclose that information. No, that's who you really are. You need to tell me that off rip. You're masquerading as something you are biologically not born as. Give people the option to choose. Isn't that what females say all the time? Isn't that what women complain about all the time? Women will get in a relationship with a dude, find out he's cheating on them, find out that all along he had another chick somewhere else, and they'll say, well, you should have told me from the beginning and given me the option to choose. Isn't that what gets said all the time? But yet when it comes to trans people, we don't adopt that same principle. We believe that it's somehow different. You know why? Because y'all believe that men are less than. That's why. Because y'all don't have respect for men. That's why. At the heart of it, that's what it is. You don't respect the opinions of men, and y'all think that whatever y'all believe is way more important than whatever the fuck a man thinks. Including men that have now transitioned into becoming a woman, which is fucking sane. But here, let's get to some of the comments that I saw, that I came across. I wanted to show y'all this.
Ladies and gentlemen, please be.
This is a video that was talking about that case and talking about what actually happened. Because as you can imagine, Cordell wasn't just some crazy guy. He wasn't just some crazy guy that just attacked her for no reason. No, he attacked that dude because he found out that he had a dick attached to him. And he had lied about it. But when you come to the comment section, this is what you'll read. Yes, she is a confirmed transgender, but she said she told him days before he came over. Y'all believe that? Y'all believe that? How crazy, how insane would it be for you to tell me that you're transgender before I get there? And then I get there and then act surprised that you're transgender. Surprised to the point to where I try to kill you and take your life. Does that sound like it makes a whole lot of sense to y'all? Is it more likely true that he didn't disclose shit at all and waited till he got there and thought that he might go along with it, he might be okay because now we here. Now we in the process of doing whatever it is that we doing. So maybe he'll go along with it. Which one sounds more likely to y'all? This person says he found out she was a man, but that still doesn't justify what he did. I agree. Just means guys need to start telling that they are trans before meeting up. But here's the thing about that, y'all, and I say this all the time. You don't get to dictate the other person's response to what it is that you have done to the offense. You do not get to dictate the response to the offense. Unfortunately, that's how it goes. Did the Cordell go too far trying to slit this dude's throat? Maybe, yeah. But guess what? This is what happens when you don't disclose who you really are to the people that you decide to bring into your life and deal with. And then you up there in your apartment, French kissing them in the fucking mouth, only for him to come to find out that the whole time he's been kissing a dude. Nobody cares about what you feel like. You were born as a man. And you had this other dude up here kissing you in the mouth. So absolutely he's emotional. Absolutely he feels a way. But again, y'all don't care about how men feel. So to y'all, it's okay. To y'all, whatever she felt in the moment trumps whatever the dude would feel after finding out what he really was. Let's read some more. Giving your address and sleeping with a stranger in 5 days? Shake my head. Do better. I read she didn't even tell him she's really a man. Yeah, exactly. Chances are you didn't. Because to have this type of reaction to it, that says everything that we need to know. We can damn sure use context clues. She got her throat slit because she fooled him. He didn't know she was transgender. Aggravated assault. Isn't that attempted murder? Yes, it's attempted murder. I'm so happy she got out alive. Somebody else that looks like a dude. Man, listen. That monster was plotting. No, he wasn't plotting. He wasn't plotting at all. He wasn't plotting at all. I don't know how it happened. Again, that's why I said I didn't know if the bag he brought contained a knife in it already or not. Now, you're going to read some stories and you might hear somebody say that he had been already wrapped up in the system because he was facing a murder charge before, but it ended up getting dismissed. But at the end of the day, you fooled this man and you played in his face. You played with his emotions, you played with his heart, you played with his mental, because you said, and you came off as if you were a female, knowing the entire time that you were biologically a man. And for people that sit up here and say, oh, we don't have to tell y'all, we don't have to disclose nothing at all, well, think about the consequences of your actions then. Because this is the possibility of what can happen to you when you feel like you don't need to disclose who the fuck you were really born as. Y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments. I'm done. This is a crazy case. And I said, I knew it off the rip. I said, there's something more to it. Just looking at her picture, at his picture, it looked like a man in the face. But I couldn't tell with all the makeup and the ridiculous eyelashes and all this other bullshit that he had on his face. I just knew something felt off. I wasn't sure, but I didn't want to wait. I wanted to wait until I got factual proof, but now I got it. So y'all let me know what y'all think down in the comments, and I'll see y'all in the next one.